are at Shelters by Jesus podcast, and we are so excited that you're with us, you're watching, you're listening, you're hitting subscribe, you're hitting like, you're sharing with your friends, because that brings money in. And if you want to help get people off the street, you go to sheltersbyjesus.com. If you'd like to give, it's $9. We'll get somebody off the street. We also have 4 books out written by the dumb hick from Skowhegan, me. And they have 2 prices. $10 are free. And you put your name and address right there. And tell if you want books 1, 2, 3, or 4, all of them. We'll mail them right out to you. You also can call the office at 207-474-8833 and give them your name and address there. And they'll ship it. But the other thing you can do is get a tour. When you call that number, say, I'd like a tour. And you'll meet the residents. You'll see everything we have. And we're just excited about you being a part of this. So now, on to the podcast. All right, we're off with our podcast, and we are so excited. I've got a group with me, and I'm here at South WINDHAM Community Church in South WINDHAM, Maine. You see behind me all kinds of stuff, and they do this all the time. Also, I just got on talking about Portland, and you've seen on some other podcasts up for this in Portland, Maine. We're close to there, and this is one of the churches that's going to be a part of taking food and water and whatever into Portland. The pastors here are involved. And I got a special family with me that I just met, and a special young lady who is trying to do something for the homeless, and I think you're going to love this. So first of all, Mom, would you introduce everybody?
Sure. My name's Kylie. This is my 8-year-old daughter, Aspen, our 13-year-old son, Tristan, and my fiance, Bill.
All right. So nice to have you guys this morning. And it's Aspen?
Aspen.
I've never heard a girl named Aspen before.
Just like the tree.
Yeah, I heard it. I got one on my other podcast named Marina. I never heard of Marina before either. You guys really search for these, don't you? Yeah. You want people to know my kid is just different.
She's special.
Right? She's special. When I holler Aspen, 9 kids ain't going to come. You know? It ain't like saying Suey and all the pigs show up. In our place, we holler John and 17 people arrive. You know? So now they go John B, John A, John C. But you say Aspen.
Get one.
Get one. So, Aspen, I'll let your mom explain what you're doing and ask you some questions. So what's Aspen trying to do?
So Aspen just had this thought that she just wanted to do something to help the homeless. And she has some good friends, so she rounded up a couple of them. And during their recess, they wanted to go to each of the teachers and collect items. They had some Band-Aids, some lip balm. Well, as recess progressed, these days progressed, the kids one by one fell off because they wanted to play, for recess. Yeah. So Aspen's kind of left, but still really dedicated to doing something for the homeless.
All right. Aspen, what made you want to do this?
Well, me and my friends wanted to do something for like a fundraiser, and then I came up with the idea of homeless shelter, and that's what we started going with.
So how'd you come up with the idea of a homeless shelter, kid?
Well, I hear about it sometimes, and just came to mind, and I thought we would kind of try.
Have you ever met a homeless person? Actually talked to one? This just came to you. That's pretty crazy. That's awesome. I mean crazy in a good way, not a bad way. Crazy in a good way. You know what? I want to warn you. That's crazy like me. All right. This can lead to crazy stuff. When you do stuff, then they go, how'd you get into this? I don't know. What are you going to do? I don't know. Why are you doing it? Because I need to do it. So, watch out, kid. This crazy stuff ahead of you. I think this is awesome. I'm hoping that as you guys are watching this, you're understanding that churches need to do something. And if a little girl, how old are you, by the way? 8 years old. Man, if an 8-year-old can try to do whatever she can do, if a whole bunch of churches would do what this 8-year-old is trying to do, have that kind of heart, things are going to change for the better. And places like Portland and different places, not just here, but across America, man, we need some Aspens to rise up. And we need some older Aspens, not just 8-year-old Aspens. But you know what? 8-year-old Aspens out collecting stuff can do as much as an older one can. And the sad part of it is she's doing more right now, just thinking about doing it, than a lot of you that are watching this because you haven't even thought about doing anything. It's time to start thinking about doing something and put it into action. What are the kind of things you would like to have your friends collect?
Things that they can help, like things that can help them, food, water, Band-Aids, stuff like that.
Food and water are very important. Have you ever gone hungry? You have. Wow. So mama didn't feed you?
Of course she is.
Now that we got this on, we got this.
It's all on
I bet it
film.
was a snack.
This is a
I bet
statement.
you get a snack.
Did you go? Did you go without a meal? Now you can tell me because she won't know.
Dinner.
Yeah, see? Boy, now we got a girl right here. She's moved by her own suffering.
Oh, the mouths of babes.
Oh, okay. You know, if a little girl can be moved by suffering, so can you. Oh, I think her mom is suffering right now. Oh.
God love you.
So how does that make you feel that your daughter wants to do this?
It really, really warms my heart. And a lot of kids have ideas, and parents are busy, and we kind of just tend to blow them off. But this was one of those things that she had such a passion for it. It's like we can't blow it off. We've got to find a way for her to. She came up with the idea and see it through to the end.
That is so awesome.
We've been pretty blessed in general. Back a few years ago, our son decided to round his buddies up in the neighborhood we lived in, and they collected trash
Really?
in the neighborhood. So it's I don't know, it's just in both of them. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
They constantly-
and your name is
Tristan.
Tristan?
Yep.
All right. I want to ask you, Tristan, why did you pick up trash?
There was just so much of it around, and it was always blown onto our property and stuff. So I just decided one day to do that with my buddies, and we picked up 4 or 5 trash bags full.
Really? Well, if everybody saw something that they could do and they just did it instead of waiting for somebody else to do it, that'd be awesome. This little girl is homeless. He's seeing trash in the neighborhood. These are kids, man. If kids can do it, why can't the church do it? There's an old saying that the kids will lead them, the children will lead them. Well, I think it's about time that you followed some of the lessons of these young people. How old are you, Tristan?
13.
13. Wow, you're all grown up. You're not a kid. Man, I didn't know I had another grown up here. See, I thought I had 2 kids. I didn't know they sent me another man. Well, I'm so thankful that I got a chance to meet you guys as a family. And Aspen, that name I'll remember. Okay, because that's very unusual. But I think I'm going to remember it not just unusual. I think I'm going to be hearing some things about you. And I won't be surprised to watch the news some morning and they go, this little kid named Aspen has got a whole group of her friends and they're doing something for the homeless. That will not surprise me at all. And I just pray that they follow you around one of these days and they go, tell us why you did this and how you're pulling it off. Because it'd be nice to have you and your little friends make the older people look foolish. And if they don't do anything, they deserve to look foolish. Right? Thank you for taking time to be on my podcast. And you've got to be proud parents. It's got to make your heart feel good. Because normally, kids they learn to be selfish from their parents. And it's all about them. That's my ice cream, that's my bike, that's my this, that. To have somebody go, I just want to collect for somebody else. I just don't hear a lot of that. I'm glad I showed up today because I learned something. That a little, how old again?
8.
An 8-year-old. You're almost grown up too. But I learned that a little 8-year-old can really make some difference. There's a young man named David that made a big difference. He went and kicked Goliath's butt. When all the adults were watching him and all the big brave guys stood around, he made him look bad. And I think Aspen's going to be a Davida.
She does jujitsu.
Whoa!
She can defend herself if need be.
Well, if I upset you, don't use it, all right? I wasn't nervous going on the street in Poland, but I'm a little nervous standing there right now with some of the jiu-jitsu, man. Wow. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'll give you all kinds of space, Aspen. How's that? All right. You wouldn't kick a butt of an old man, would you? Yeah, say I'm safe. I'm safe. Okay, well, thank you guys for being on my podcast.
Being here.
I appreciate it. How much time did we use up, John? 9 minutes. Okay. We'll just have a short podcast. Another one. Can we just carry on with this one? Okay, Maria, just divide it up. We're going to keep going, and I'll steal your little pin back here, and I'm going to say thank you very much. So Maria, we're going to have some other ones on. Maybe she can splice it and put it into one. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Pastor
God
Barry.
bless you. All right.
Thank you.
I need another victim to fill some time in here. Anybody else coming?
Somebody with a big mouth.
Big mouth. Mary? She can't do everything. All right. Come on in here, buddy. It's you and me. Pull up a stool. Say howdy.
Howdy.
Yeah, put that pin on. We're ready. So, Maria, just kind of splice that and add that on. We're just going to keep rolling along. We've already said we're at, where are we? South WINDHAM Community Church. I don't know where I am. I'm old. I got a right to not know.
Well, yes, I'm starting to get there myself.
Hey, buddy, I'll tell you. But it's pretty. It looks good, man. Looks good. You got a lot of good stuff going. You're going to make me look bad on the show now. But Aspen looked better than either one of us. So,
Yeah, well, she got beat hand down.
Her and her mommy, they just come in here and kick your butt, man. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
look like little showgirls or something. Anyway, tell us what your name is.
My name is Tim Moore.
And Tim, you go to South WINDHAM Community Church.
I do.
And what do you think about all this going on here with the homeless and all the stuff that we're talking about? We're talking about South WINDHAM getting involved. What do you think about your church getting involved with dealing with the homeless in Portland?
I am absolutely excited about that.
Awesome.
I'm ecstatic with that because, you know, I've come to this church here a couple of years ago. I started going here. I fell in love with it, and I've seen what this church is going, where it's heading to, and what they've been going through in the past couple of years. And it's amazing to see where this church is. They want to get involved in the community, like they always have been. I know Pastor Mary and Pastor Ken.
Yeah.
My brother knows them from way back in the day, and they've always been involved in these things.
Well, you know, that's a lady. When you say way back, then that's an age thing. You gotta be careful how you talk about ladies that way.
Well, I can get away with it.
Yeah.
Can I get away with it?
Okay, all right. All right.
All right. But anyways, yeah. So the reason why I'm so excited about that is because my back history, when I first became a Christian back in 1992, our church in Phoenix, Arizona, we used to go into the inner city, and we fed the homeless down
You
there.
did?
Yes, I did.
I'm learning. Awesome. So what was that like, bro?
It was really amazing. We were looking at thousands of people coming in the lines down there.
Wow.
And I can tell you stories, you know, that will really surprise you. I've watched guys down there smash crack pipes on the street corner, just break them in front of us. You know, I've seen times when we had was feeding a whole line of people and only had just a few sandwiches and a couple pots of soup.
Ouch.
And we were looking, you're talking about that guy was excited.
So I had a guy walk away without a sandwich, the last one, and it broke my heart, man.
It does.
It does.
It breaks your heart. And so we prayed over the soup, we prayed over the sandwiches that we had, and you know what? God multiplied those sandwiches and that soup. Nobody went away hungry. The pot was empty. The last person got the last couple scoops of soup.
Wow.
So God multiplies. I know he can
fed 5,000. He can feed 1,000, right?
He can.
Yes, he can.
And he can do it downtown Portland. I've been wondering myself why there isn't more homeless ministries going on down in Portland. There hasn't been any. I haven't really seen how. I've seen a few churches go down. They start bringing some stuff down to them, but I haven't seen a whole lot down there. And I lived down there for about. I got back up here to Maine, probably about a year ago. I seen it for a little bit. All the homeless down in the park.
Yep.
And they were down there. You didn't see a whole lot of help going on down there.
It's a sad thing, isn't it?
It is. It's more like, get out of the park. We don't want you down here.
Right.
You know, they kind of kick everybody out.
And when they tell them to get out, they leave out the other half is where to go. Right?
Exactly. They don't tell them where to go.
Yeah. We don't want you in the park. Let me just ask you this. Say you're homeless. I know you got a home, but say you're there with your family, and you stay in the park, you get no place else to go, and they come along to you and they look you in the eye and they go, we just want you to leave. We don't care where you go, but we don't want you here. What's that going to make you feel like? Seriously.
It'll make you feel like an outcast. It's going to make you feel like you're not wanted. Society don't want you. How does that make us? What to make the people feel like that? You know, I wouldn't want to feel that way.
That's what I'm saying.
Why would I want to be? You know, look, I'm struggling. I'm having a hard time in my life. Why would you want to just keep on boosting me to the curb? You know, kick me in the gutter.
What a
kick
great
me when
boy.
I'm down.
Yeah.
You know, that ain't fair to them. They didn't ask to be there.
That's right. Well, praise God, man. And it's just, the whole thing is heart-wrenching to me.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully, prayerfully, people are watching this and they're going to share it with people all over the country, and they're going to start feeling like you feel about if you were homeless. They'll think about maybe how they feel if they were homeless with their families in that park, and somebody just walks up to them and says, get out. And they go, well, where do we go? I don't care. Just get out. Well, then you go to another spot, they go, we didn't mean here.
Exactly.
We don't want you here.
Exactly.
So where am I going to go? I don't know. Just get out. And it gets so they're hopping from place to place, keep getting moved, because everywhere they go, somebody don't want them there.
Exactly.
And so we got to have something, a place for them to go.
Well, I'm glad that you guys are starting to get this shelter down in Portland. Something, you know, that's going to be awesome. At least it's going to give these folks some place to go to find some help.
Well, we're praying. We will be talking to the city manager about how to put this in place. And if they listen to us, we may have a shelters, but Jesus won't be called that because it'll be funded with the city and all of that. But it'll be an offshoot of it. But it'll keep people a place they're going all day and all night.
Right.
In the daytime, they don't have to go to the park and get kicked out of the park in the daytime because they're homeless.
Exactly.
They'll have a place to be.
Exactly.
And I'm so thankful for this church now, being one of them. I shared on in my message that they've seen on the stream, and there's 5 churches that are joining forces with us as time going out, and this is one of them. Now, if somebody said, I want to go to that church, where are you? What's your address? Do you know the address and phone number if I got to pull Mary in here?
All I know it's on 202 Main Street.
We're on Main Street, 202.
I don't know what the number is.
If you could, do we have an address, guys?
31 Main Street.
31 Main Street, South Wyndham, Maine.
There
Do we have a phone number they could call? 207 749 3313. And if you're anywhere near South Wyndham, you go, man, I want to see what these guys are all about. I could use a little love. I could get involved. Maybe I got something to offer. Call these folks up. Come on. Join in. Let's pull together. They'd love to have you. We'd love to have your support. And maybe one day you'll be as on fire as little Aspen that's on this podcast, that little 8-year-old, that you can keep up with an 8-year-old. Right?
Amen. We need that.
She's making us old poops look bad, man. I tell you, they don't move, they're making them look bad.
Well, it encourages me.
Amen, brother.
So, you know, you got some thing going on down Paul. As soon as you guys get established, God's my witness. You'll have my help down there. I'll come down and help.
I'm holding you to that, brother.
I will. I'll come
I'm
down and help.
holding you to that. All right, brother. Thank you. And thank you for watching this segment of our podcast here at South Wyndham Community Church. And we are so excited. Now, hit subscribe if you haven't. Hit like if you haven't. Share this with your friends. They may not be your friends afterwards, but share it with them anyway right now. And say, you got to hear this. You got to see this. And see if we can't move some people to get these guys off the street in the name and power of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
But in the meantime, you all come back now here.